It's true. I was wrong, and I've lost $200,000 today in Forex and crypto combined. Let's go ahead and look at it right here. This is a free Telegram channel where I've run for the past 7 years, 50,000 members in here. I'll put a link in the description of the pinned comment where you can follow up, but it's just where I call out all my trades. I share the analysis just like this every day. And so here's my current day today. So I've lost $80,000 on a USD CAD trade, which we're going to talk about here in this video. And I have also, this was my crypto wallet yesterday. It was up to almost 1.6 million. Today it's under 1.48. It's actually 1.47 now. So I've lost $120,000 from that, plus the 80K I lost in Forex. That is a net loss today of about $200,000. And again, I break all this down on my free Telegram channel. If you don't want to literally come and learn how to trade from me, someone who's made millions of dollars over the course of the past decade in Forex, crypto, and stocks for free, I don't know what to tell you. You might just want to leave my YouTube channel. You can go watch a YouTube channel here on YouTube called Inner Circle Trader. That's probably the best trader known to man who has ever existed. He actually teaches banks and hedge funds how to trade. You go follow that if you can't even follow stuff in a free Telegram channel and here on my YouTube channel for free. So let's go ahead and get right into it. We're going to talk about the USD CAD trade. Then we're going to talk about the state of crypto, though I am reluctant, I will admit. So USD Canadian dollar, I ended up taking a sell on this pair a couple days ago, right? So the trade was structured based off this. The entry was here inside the zone. The stop loss was just above the zone. It's actually very close to where current market price is. And the target was a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio. So it looks something like this. What I also did yesterday is I called another entry on this trade. So as price was going up into drawdown, this was the initial trade right here. You can see there's the entry. This is my actual trading terminal. Okay, I risked $50,000 in this first entry right here. And then as it started going up, what I did yesterday is I added to USD Canadian dollars. It was 9:30 a.m. yesterday, right? We're October 13th. Today's October 14th. So this was yesterday at 9 a.m. So literally about almost 24 hours ago. I added an additional $25,000 of risk in the same stop loss and take profit. Another thing I do here in my Discord channel, I'm not even going to give you a link to join this Discord channel. It's a paid subscription. I'm not even going to let you join. Just follow the free Telegram channel. You can follow most of my shit there for free. You don't even have to pay me anything. Just go follow the free Telegram channel. I'll post links every now and then to the Discord. Don't worry about it. But here in my Discord, I break everything down in audio messages, and I do little recaps and stuff like this also for these YouTube videos. But I essentially said, like, look, USD CAD is at a region where it's either going to bounce or it's going to break, right? So by me entering there, that assumes an additional $25,000 total with the same position size of 125 lots. I have to break it up into no more than 75 lot positions because my broker doesn't let me enter more than 75 lots per one position. So if I want to do like 100 lots, I have to do like 250 lots or 175, 125 lot, things like that. That's why you see it broken up. But I added another 125 lots. I put a stop in the same location as the first entries, just above the zone, right? Because it's either going to break above or it's going to drop. The risk structure was amazing. I have zero regrets for USD CAD. It is a trade that simply didn't work out, and that's okay. It didn't work out. It broke above. But by me adding an additional $25,000 of risk, if those trades worked out and price turned around from right there yesterday, just on those basket of trades alone, I would have made $80,000. You add the 50K from the original entries as well. 80,000 plus 50,000, that's a $130,000 profit. That is quite a handsome profit, my friends. And I actually did this like, it was what, 1 week ago? Yeah, it was literally last week. I covered the recap here on my channel, Nick's Trades here on YouTube, where I made like, it's like $125,000 in a single trade. What was it? I think it was NZD USD. This is a trade where I just made that. So again, you could go watch that video if you want, but it was this trade right here. This is all documented in my Telegram channel. So once you join that, you can just follow it for free. But it was this right here, right? Price has been bouncing here. Support, broke through, found resistance at the zone twice, broke back above, found support here, came deeper, found support here, then it broke below. When it came back to retest, I just entered a sell. And the trade looked something like this, right? Stop above the zone. Target below the zone. I actually extended the targets. This was a 1 to 1.5 and it fell to the profit target, and I made a nice healthy profit on that right there on NZD USD. So again, this is all documented in Telegram. You can scroll up and you can find it for yourself. So that is NZD USD. USD Canadian dollar didn't work out. Would I have done anything differently? No, absolutely not. It was a great trade. Sometimes I'll win. Whenever I win, I'll make a little bit more money than I lose. And whenever I lose a little bit less money than when I win on average, given enough trades. So it's perfectly fine. It sucks to lose 80K in a day. I would have much rather gone and bought the cheapest spec Range Rover P360 Sport new one, even though they have no power. But that's what I could have done today instead of losing $80,000 on USD CAD. Don't even get me started about crypto. Crypto, we had an amazing day yesterday. Things were up very nicely. I know a lot of you guys are sitting on the edge of your seats worried a lot about crypto. Here's what it was. So yesterday, this was it. Everything was popping up. Everything was going nicely. Everything was going so sexy. And then today, when I woke up this morning, we have this shit right here. Price just dropping and collapsing. It's not really getting much better as we speak. My Coinbase portfolio, let's just go ahead and look at it right now, right? Since I claim to be transparent and show everything. So here's my Coinbase portfolio. The past hour, I've lost 10K. Past day, we're down 27K. Though we were up much more in the past week, I still sit down about $200,000 from where things were at. So, it is just put me through the ringer, right? I was at 1.67 million. And then after I bought everything, we had some little dips, right? Just bought a little bit of stuff. Then when we had these dips here on Friday of last week during the largest crypto crash that I have ever seen in my short, miserable life and 10 years trading Forex, crypto, and stocks, I lost about, I think it was like, whatever this was. So like $300,000, $250,000 in a couple hours. And then I bought a shit ton. I bought hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of these tokens. And here's my current positions right now. So you can see I have a position here in Solana. I already made a video talking about all this, breaking all this down, like how much I'm going to make if it all works out. I think that video here on this channel is called I'm Not Liking What I'm Seeing in Crypto Right Now. But what I did is I took these average entry prices, and then I went here to my charts. I put the average entry prices for all my positions in this little very faded purple line right here. So you can see, so 198.03. You can see a Coinbase right here. That's my average entry for Solana, 198.03. So what has happened is price actually went into profit. I was in like maybe $30,000, $40,000 of profit as this was going up last night. Again, the purple line is my average entry. Now it's pulled back, back. I was sitting around the entry, right? A small drawdown, but still sitting around the entry. And if it goes up here, I already discussed this in that previous video. It'll be a 44% move up from where it was at the lows of this zone, 44, 45, 46%. And I'll have $780,000 worth of it. And I put in like 530 or something like that. So I'll make like 200 grand profit. That's Solana. Now, what am I doing? I'm doing nothing. I'm doing absolutely nothing. I'm not going to add. I'm not going to close anything. I'm going to hold it, right? I still think crypto is going to do good. We are having these drops, though, and that's not good. And honestly, I don't like it. But who the hell would like it? You buy something, you put millions of dollars into it, hoping it goes up and it goes down. Kind of sucks. But that's a part of trading. I'm used to it. I'm not here risking $100 per trade, right? I risk anywhere from like $30 to $50 to sometimes $70,000 per trade in Forex, which is a significant percentage of my capital. And then in crypto trading, right, I'll buy hundreds of thousands of dollars of tokens, like just on good dips, and just hold them. And then when they pop back up, I make a profit, provided that the tokens are good and they're likely to go up long term. A lot of people don't have the balls to do it. And I say that in a nice way, right? A lot of you guys watching this video, you're just not cut out for it, which is why I was trolling you guys yesterday in the Telegram channel. I need to grow up. Maybe at some point. I turned 30 this year. Maybe when I'm 40, I'll grow up and act more mature. But this was me breaking down the whole crypto portfolio and everything like that. But I said, let's have a public purge of my Telegram. We need to be under 58,000 members. We were at 58,170 yesterday, or 140 or something. And I was like, I only want you in here if you're engaged. If you're serious about learning trading, if you're not serious about it, I don't want you in here. I need you to leave the channel right now. We need way more people to leave. I know that you know that we know that you know that all of you are not engaged in investing in yourselves to learn trading. You're just not cut out for it. And then I was nice enough to even direct you to a place, right? You guys would pat me on the back virtually. Thank me here in the comments. I said, I have a place where you guys can go to learn actually how to trade, right? The real way. I'll send you a link to a YouTube channel below so you can learn how professionals actually trade. I suggest you leave my channel and go there instead. It's this guy right here, the inner circle trader. So I take off my hat in respect. I bow my head before the smart money concept, institutional order block, silver bullet train, liquidity sweep, institutional Wagyu beef, Kobe steak bullish candlestick strategy. I bow my head in respect. I expose my bald head, my shiny bald head of truth and justice in respect to that dumbass. But you guys can go learn trading from him. That's where you need to go. If you can't follow along on my Telegram or here on my YouTube, I'm literally showing you everything. You need to go learn from someone else other than me if you can't follow it. And yes, I'm gonna be trolling a little bit more this week. So if you're joining my Telegram, please, you have to have a sense of humor. If you don't have a sense of humor, I do not want you in there. If you're just serious about like If you're serious about trading, sure, that's fine. But if you're just a serious person about life, you're like, I'm not here to joke around, Nick. I do not play any games. I don't want to fucking talk to you. I'm sorry. This is not for everyone. I am pretty unhinged. I don't wear luxury designer goods. I don't wear like expensive watches. I don't wear expensive clothes. I've been wearing these same tank tops from Alo and Lululemon for like the past 3-4 years. My wife literally has to tell me like, babe, the shirt looks like shit now. It's all tattered and worn and discolored. You need to get new clothes. I'm a very, very low level non-professional guy. And so if you're going to hold me to the standard of being this like professional, like, oh, here's a crypto, multi-millionaire crypto portfolio and this and that, and the business, he's a business owner. He owns a consulting company, Mission FX. He's a CEO. We expect a level of professionalism. Fuck that. I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy at all. I'm a down-to-earth, real dude. I'm just a human, just like you. I'm not on a pedestal over here, standing over here on top of my high-rise. I mean, I live in a high-rise, but I put the blinds down today. Now you guys don't have to see my huge, beautiful view. You don't have to get insecure about yourself. All I'm trying to say is that I'm a pretty down-to-earth guy. So if you're joining my Telegram channel, you're going to be following here on my YouTube. You're going to be buying my products, subscribing to my services, getting one-on-one coaching from me and my team. You have to be able to yes, we take the level of seriousness like to a degree. That's important, right? You need to focus on what the fuck you're doing to get profitable trading. But you cannot have these ridiculously high expectations and standards if you're going to be following my content. Because if you are, you're just going to be upset all the time. Go find somebody who's like super, super serious all the time. That is not me. I do not want to be that. I don't want to go anywhere near that. And I don't want to talk to you if that's the way you are. I don't want to talk to you. So let's go ahead and cover the last bit of crypto. And then we'll cover one trade that I'm in right now. And then we're going to go ahead and get into it. So the last little bit of crypto here is that if these all pop up, I'm going to be making a little over, I think I'll have 2.2 million in here. So I'll make about a $500,000 profit if this all works out. All this was covered in that video. I'm not doing anything. That is the update. I'm not doing anything to my positions. We're having these pretty substantial drops, especially relative to what we had yesterday. Now, off the lows, like for example, Uniswap, right? I got a big position in Uniswap. I've got a couple $100,000, I think, like 300 grand worth of Uniswap. We had a 42% move up off the dip, right? And there's no way in hell you would have been able to buy that dip. People couldn't even log into their damn exchanges. So let's say it popped up here, pulled back a little bit. You bought right here, right? From right there all the way up to the real recent local high we made right there is like a 20% growth. Now we pulled back like 10%. Okay, so if we go back to the high from here, there'll be another 10%. And if we go back to my position average, Uniswap has to go another 20%. Now, no one can predict the future. I could lose all my money. I talked about this in a video the other day. I might have to go live under a bridge with a heated blanket. That would be very sad. But if crypto does work out, I won't have to do that. Why? Because I'll make another maybe $500,000 this year. Trading Forex, maybe I'll come out on top, 100, 200, 300 grand this year, just depending on how where are we at? October, November, December. So the next 2.5 months go. And then in crypto, I've already made like 2.5 million this year. I'll make another $500,000 if it all works out. So it might be over a $3 million year in trading, plus whatever I can scrape together that I make here in my business, Mission FX, from teaching you idiots how to trade. So it might be a pretty good year. It might not. We're going to see. It's actually been quite a hard year, but I've actually made more money this year than I've ever made in my life in a single year. That'd be pretty cool. I'm still just a kid trying to figure this shit out. But, making 3-4 million in a year is pretty, I don't know. I probably could do better. I need to really do better next year. This is not good enough. I feel insecure and inadequate. And I need to say it here on YouTube in order to validate my deepest insecurities because I wasn't hugged enough by my mother as a child. But that's a different story. We're going to get back to the charts here on crypto. So Avalanche. So I'm in AVAX right now. A lot of you guys know I have a position here. The position is not as big as Solana or Uniswap, but my position is about $200,000 of AVAX. So $200,000, my position averages up here. For price to just get to break even, it still needs to go up another 18%. If we go all the way to the previous high, that's a 60% move. And then from my position average to the high is about a 35% gain. So I might make, $70K, right? What, I have $100K or $200K worth of AVAX? Yeah, so $200K. So I might make $70K if it moves up there. The main thing here is that a lot of these tokens, you'll see I'm being very conservative with my little targets here, right? These are weekly charts, right? These weekly candles, some of them, look at this shit back here. In December of 2023, AVAX spiked up 73% in 1 week. Look at this shit up here. AVAX spiked up 43% in 1 week. Look at this shit right here, like around current market prices. Let's see. So from right here, over the course of 1, 2, 3 weeks, price on AVAX spiked up 60%. Price from here on AVAX in 1 week spiked up 44%, right? So it's not uncommon for these crypto tokens, provided there's enough liquidity momentum. It's a bull run. Everybody's getting in for things to go up really fast, really quick, really big percentage-wise. So that's why I don't know. I'm keeping it very conservative here. Could we get back to all-time highs in December of 2021? Maybe. Is there going to be enough market cap to do that? I don't know. I don't care. Maybe it'll do that. If I miss out on the profit, it's fine. That'd be a lot of money, right? Like 500% gain on a 200K, right? I'd make like over $1 million on this. But I mean, I don't know. I just think it's way more like likely that price will, I know it'll probably at some point, most likely, you can't really know anything in trading, right? But like most likely, I think it'll get back up to here where it was just recently at. Literally back in September. This was like about 1 month ago, right? It's 4 weekly candles. It's about like a month ago. It was literally just there. And then we had this huge dip, threw out everyone on leverage longs. If you only survived if you were holding spot like me and the rest of you who are not retarded. If you have tons of leverage longs on Avalanche, congratulations, you're an idiot. Use spot. Don't do it. Leverage longs is so stupid, especially if you're holding it long term. Now, if you're actively trading and it's like intraday, that's one thing, right? We're not talking about you. We're talking about people who are like, oh, bro, Bitcoin is going up, dude. So I'm going to get into a 10x leverage long on some decentralized exchange that will not even let me log in when things are crashing. Fucking morons. Stop using leverage whenever you're holding spot crypto long term. Just don't. It's so stupid. You have plenty of upside potential for these smaller cap coins. Don't come here crying to me, but Nick, I only have $1,000. I have to grow my $1,000 to $100,000 by the end of this week, right? You are a fucking dumbass. Instead of you losing that money, you should just send that to my crypto wallet because you're going to lose it anyway. I could probably spend it better than you could. I actually don't spend a lot of money, so I'd probably just put it into more Bitcoin. But at least I would make some money and you wouldn't. Don't do leverage if you're just holding spot crypto. I mean, by definition, you're not using spot crypto, but like, don't use leverage when holding tokens long term. It's just so stupid, right? These things crashed 50%, and some of them crashed 60, 70% from the recent highs that they made. Imagine if you just have 2x leverage, right? I mean, if price crashes 50%, you lose 100%. You're liquidated, your margin called, you're out. And these things happen like regularly in crypto. It's such a dog shit world. I don't even know why anyone trades crypto these days. Why am I trading crypto? That's a story for a different video, because I wouldn't really have a YouTube channel or a business if I didn't trade crypto or Forex and stocks. So I guess I'm kind of deep in the boat here now. Maybe I'll start a used car dealership, be a used car salesman, try my luck at that. But for crypto, I think AVAX will go up as long as you're holding spot, you're not using leverage, and I think it'll come up here off these lows, perhaps to the previous high. And if that happens, that'll be, at least for my position average, that'll be like a 35-36% gain or $70,000 profit. Chainlink, it's the same story as AVAX and of all the others as well. I bought at the support I added. Of course, I couldn't get the best price because it wasn't there for more than like a few seconds before spiking back up. But after we spiked up and fell a little bit, Chainlink, it started to kind of stabilize right here. This is where I started buying a lot of those other cryptos. And then now we're up a little bit. We came up 16%, pulled back 5%. We're only up 5%. We'll see what happens. Honestly, today these look like they're about to slump more unless something crazy happens. They look like they're about to go further down. So that is what it is. I've got a little bit of Cardano, a little bit of Algorand, a little bit of Sui. All those are looking the same right now. Bitcoin has taken a little bit of a tank, right? We had this huge drop. That was from Friday, 15% drop, followed by an immediate rally of 8%. So it pulled back about halfway in terms of percentages from how it dropped. But now it's now it's just dropping again. So we're all gonna be the Homer Simpson meme, right? We come out of the bushes. We see the crypto market on fire. We see everybody like walking around holding their arms in their other hand because they got blown off during the last little flash crash. And then Homer Simpson just kind of like slowly like backs away back into the woods. That's us right now in crypto. I don't have any other. There's really no other metaphor I can give you. Okay, so that's crypto. So let's talk about the one Forex trade that I'm in right now. Now, I posted this in my Telegram. But here's the deal, I gotta be honest with you guys. I'm gonna put my glasses down on my nose. That way you know that I'm serious. My clients, they pay me a lot of money to follow my trades in my Discord. All the specifics, right? They pay me a lot of money to be able to follow all that. I can't just be posting every single trade willy-nilly the moment I enter it, in the free Telegram as well. Otherwise, my clients, most of them are smart, right? Because they're paying a pretty big fee to be able to follow my trades live. They're gonna start asking themselves, Nick, well, why the fuck am I paying you to follow your trades if you're just posting them free in the Telegram? So I can't post them all like live in real time, but what I can do is I can post the analysis, and then after they start moving in a profit, then I can post, okay, yeah, here's what the trade was, here's where it was called out live, blah, blah, blah. So That's what I've done right here in Telegram. I posted all the analysis for all the other pairs, right? Even the GBP JPY. We got some B-17 bomber like action going here with the little, little like GBP JPY is the next bombing mission on my flight plan. So I posted all this analysis here in the Telegram. I'm just going to let you go in there. You can follow that for free here today. If you're watching this video the next day or two from when I'm uploading it, just click the link below in the description or the pinned comment. Go to the Telegram. You'll be able to find it there. You can scroll through all my analysis. That way you can inspect it a little bit more. You can go to your charts. You can see where you're drawing the zones and stuff like that. So I'm going to skip all that. I'm just going to talk to you about the one trade that I actually took. I didn't even post the analysis here for it, right? Just trying to make sure my clients are getting like something that I'm not giving out for free, because I give 95% of my shit out for free. So this was GBP NZD. So what did I do? I sold at a resistance zone, stop loss above and a target below. It's the same trade I always take. Same exact shit. Price comes to a support zone, I buy. I put a stop below and a target above, and I risk a pretty healthy dollar amount. Usually, now it's anywhere between like 30 to like 70K. Sometimes less, sometimes more. But in that general threshold for an average of about 50K risk per trade. I buy at support, I sell at resistance. If I buy at support, I put a stop underneath the zone. And if I sell at resistance, I put a stop on the other side of the zone. After I set the stop, I just drag the TP to a 1-to-1, and then I'll manage to trade dynamically. Sometimes, like on NZD USD last week, I will extend the profit target further. So instead of making 75K on that trade, right, I made 125,000. So it's like sometimes I'll do that. Sometimes I close a trade early, break even, small loss, like halfway to the stop. So I lose like 25K instead of 50K. Sometimes before the profit target, if I don't think it's going to work out, like it goes near the profit target and then it pulls back. So it almost hit a 50K target, but then it pulls back. Now it's in like 40K profit. I'll just close it there, right? I did that once last week. So I manage things dynamically based on my intuition and experience. I've been trading for almost a decade. So it's like I kind of know, like, okay, this is probably the better decision. Okay, that's probably a dumbass decision. Don't do that. Okay, let's wait for this to happen. This would probably be better before we take the trade to wait for that to happen. So just things like that. So yes, I manage it dynamically. And I sold GBP NZD at the resistance. And this is what the trade looks like. So, how does this actually look on the chart, right? This is the weekly chart. And when price got to this weekly zone, we pinned really high up in here. I've actually already made a profit on this as it came back. And then now I've sold, I think my entry is like right there. My stop loss is above this zone and above the recent high. My target's at here at a 1-to-1. So the trade looks something like this, basically. And let's just actually go see the actual trade. Here's the actual trade. So I called this at 7:32 a.m. We're now 8:30, so about an hour ago. Let me see. Here we go. So anyway, GBP NZD, about an hour ago, I called this out. Now you can see right here. You say, what's that, Nick? I thought you risked 50K per trade, bro. I think this is a pretty high quality outcome. So I've elected to risk $100,000 per trade. That's okay with my risk tolerance. Keep in mind, like I've made so much money this year already. I've made millions of dollars extra. So my trading capital has expanded like close to $2.5 million. Yeah. With crypto so far alone, not counting S&P 500, not even counting Forex trading, which I'm still like break even over the past few months on that, because this huge win streak has brought back all the losses from earlier this year, when I was trading with my stupid broker that was regulated that I couldn't even trade normally with. I've already made a video about this on my other channel, so I'm not even going to cover that. But I'm roughly sitting at break even on the year in Forex trading because I've had a nice, huge win streak that has brought back all the losses. All I need is a little bit more of a win streak this year. I'll come out $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 in profit. In order to do that, I need to be risking significant amounts per trade. Your boy cannot be sitting over here at risking $1,300 per trade and hope that he's going to come out on top hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm going to make so much money. I can't do that. That's just not me, right? So I've elected to risk $100,000 on this trade because of the quality of the trading opportunity. Price it's at a major, obvious, really clear resistance zone on the weekly. The last time we were here, there was a ridiculous drop, right? From 2.33 all the way down to essentially 2.23, 1,000 pip drop. And this was over the course of basically, like, most of it was over the course of a week, but these next weekly candles going down, this was maybe 2 or 3 weeks that happened, right? I'm not saying that's going to happen again. You'll notice my profit target's pretty close, right? It's way up here, right? I'm not targeting a huge move. Profit target for this trade is if we just have the slightest fall away from this zone, then I'll make a nice little profit. But because we had so much seller sensitivity the last time price was here, and because we're now getting a lot of seller sensitivity with price coming up into this zone and rejecting really hard with this little weekly candle right there, I've said, you know what? I think it's a good enough opportunity. It's worth a shot. I'm comfortable risking 100K. If I lose $100,000, I will smile and take it in stride and move to the next trade. I'm lying. I probably won't smile. I'll probably have a poker face explanation and then have like a lot of animosity in my mind. but I won't show it. I don't want to be mean to GBP NZD. She's been very good to me the last few years. And I'll just take it in stride and be like, okay, yeah, it didn't work out. On to the next. And then, but long term, given enough trades, I will make a little more than I lose. Why? Because the win rate I have is like barely above 50%. And then whenever I do lose, I generally lose a little bit less than I win on average. That's the only reason I'm profitable. I'm not profitable because I can predict when the market's going every time. I'm not profitable because I have a high win rate. I'm not profitable for any other reason except the fact that I just make a tiny bit more than I lose long term. And I'm using really big dollar amounts to do this. So it's like if you have $1,000 account and over the course of 2 to 3 months, you can come out and profit like $100 or $200, you were doing something right. You can scale up a little bit more. You can put $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 into the account. If you have a 5K account and then at the end of 2 or 3 months, the account is from 5K up to like 5,300, 5,400, you're doing something right. A lot of people will think like, well, that's not a lot of money. Keep in mind, like just do the math when you have a bigger account. You have a $500,000 account. And then over the course of 2 to 3 months, you're coming out in profit like, $100,000. That is a pretty good income. I need about 20K a month to pay all my bills. I have 4 cars. I have a nice apartment I live in. And that's pretty much it. Like I pay for food and stuff like that. I don't buy like design. I don't buy chains. I don't buy jewelry. I don't buy designer bullshit. I hate all that shit. I just detest it. It's a gross part of humanity, in my opinion. Just the acquisition of all these things. But I do think cars are pretty cool. They're cool works of like, engineering. They're masterpieces. They're art in a way. So I like that. And I like having a nice place to live. It gets me inspired and stuff like that. It costs me about 20K a month to live my life, right? So I have to make $40,000 a month because I'm in the highest fucking tax bracket here in the United States. Government takes over half my shit. So I have to pretty much make $40,000 a month on average to be able to be taxed to then have $20,000 left to then let it be siphoned away by lifestyle. But it's cool because if I have months where I'm making $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, coming out the end of the year making like multi-millions, it all works itself out. So with trading, it would be cool if this $100,000 risk trade works out because then I could pay some bills and have this nice place to live so that way I can keep making YouTube videos for you guys. So if you're religious, say a prayer that this trade works out, right? We could use another win here. So that's GBP NZD. Where is it at right now? So it's 2.3304. Right now, it's at 2.3315. So pretty much is 10 pips above the price that I entered at because I entered right here. So it is what it is. Let's go ahead and see what happens. We're going to see if this ends up dropping and continuing to crash down or if it ends up going above and breaking, which would be, it'd be pretty sad there for a moment. I'm not going to lie. It'd be pretty sad there for a moment. As far as these other pairs, I don't see anything else that is set up quite yet. Again, all this is in the Telegram. So I'm going to let you click the link in the description or click the link in the pinned comment below. Go to the Telegram channel. You can see for yourself everything I'm looking to do. I'm also looking at EuroCAD longs. I talked about that in the Telegram channel. Just click the link in the description. Go to Telegram. I'm going to go type some stuff in there right now. So I'll see you in there. Cheers, my friend. Bye.